Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Welcome to my video again today. Today we're going to be making this beautiful little gift box. I made this as a present for a friend back in June. I'd bought her a scented candle in a tin and I needed some way of packaging it, and this was what I came up with. It actually coordinated with the card that I made her. These are the little cards we made yesterday, and this is the card that I made for my friend Fiona. And this is the gift bag, and it made quite a nice coordinating gift card combination, I thought. I was very pleased with it. So today we're going to see how I made the gift bag. So to start with, just need a sheet of A4 card. Today I'm going to be using Lemon Lime Twist. On the one that I just showed you, I'd used Berry Burst, which was a nice pinky purple colour, but today we're going to be going green and blue. So we need our our scoring board, and my scoreboard is in inches, so I will tell you the measurements in inches and I will then tell you them in metric. So just put that there so that you can actually see the measurements. Okay, so I'm going to score down this long side at 1.5 inches, which is actually 4 centimetres, and then I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to score at 4 inches, which is 10 centimetres, 5.5 inches, which is 14 centimetres, 9.5 inches, which is 24 centimetres, and 11 inches, which is 28 centimetres. That's all the scoring we need to do, so I can get rid of my board. And then before I burnish the score lines, I'm just going to cut little wedges out. So where this horizontal line goes across here, I'm going to cut up the score lines to there, but I'm going to cut a little wedge so that when we fold these in to make the base, we're left with a nice neat finish and no overhanging edges. So just a tiny little thin wedge there. And I'm using my paper snips for this, which are perfect. They're got a lovely point. And this one we can just cut right off. We don't need that end flap there. So just cut that off at a bit of an angle. There we go. There's the basis for our box. Okay, you see that there? I'm now going to burnish all the score lines, because this is cardstock, so it's got quite a bit of resistance. So we do need to burnish these score lines quite well so that it will fold where we want it to fold and when we want it to fold. There we go. I really hope you've been enjoying my Week of Daisy Delight project. I loved this week the minute it came out from the catalogue, and I knew it was going to be one of my favourites, and I've been dying to do this week, but because the punch was out of stock for so long, I delayed it until now. Right, there's the basis for our box, all scored, all burnished, all the little bits cut. Now we just need to glue. In order to adhere it together, I'm going to use our tear and tape, which gives a really nice solid fix and is easy to use and not messy. Sometimes when I use Tombow on boxes and bags, I get in a bit of a muddle because it's so liquid. The tear and tape is very mess free and very easy to use and gives a really nice solid instant adhesion. So I'm going to use my tweezers to remove the backing here. If you've watched any of my videos before, you'll know my tweezers are an essential part of my craft room. Sadly, Stampin' Up don't sell tweezers, but I can't manage without them. And then I'm going to fold this over. So if I lay that there, this should lay perfectly. So you don't need to be worried, because that should lay perfectly on there. And I might just burnish that again, just to make sure that's a nice seal there. Okay, so that's the basis of our bag. We now just need to fold in the ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn one tab in and then put these tabs in. So I'm going to put glue on the inside of these tabs first of all, and then these little tabs will be tucked away inside. So I'm just going to put a couple of little bits of tear and tape inside those tabs again. Like so. And another one here. And then just remove the backing again. And the reason I do this is because the little ones aren't flapping, they're encased with the bigger ones. You'll see what I mean in a sec when I've Oh, that doesn't want to come off. You see what I'm doing there? You can't, the box is covering it, isn't it? Let me try and do it like this. There we go. Just using the tweezers just makes it really easy just to get the point underneath. Right, so I'm going to fold in one of the big tabs and then stick the little tabs to it, making sure my bag is nice and square. And then I just need a bit of tear and tape. I've lost the end now. Here it is. Bit of tear and tape onto here. Oh, that bit's a bit long, but again, because it's tear and tape, it's quite easy just to tear it off, and I'll just use that bit there. So again, in with the tweezers, take off the backing. Really easy to do. If you've got nice long nails, you'll be able to do this with your nails, but my nails fail me at every point. There we go. And I'm just going to seal that down. So there's the basis of our bag. Okay, this is going to be the front because that's where it's got the cleanest fold. If I turn it that way, you can just see the edge of the bottom. So, and what I did was, I didn't do any score lines for this, but I just took the edges and I just pushed in a little bit and folded that in, and that seemed to work for me, which is just at the top there where I'm going to put the ribbon in a sec. So in order to put the ribbon on, I used my handheld 1/8 of an inch punch, and what I did, because the ribbon I'm using is quite thick, if you use thinner ribbon you wouldn't need to do this, but the ribbon I'm using is quite wide, so I did one hole punch and then moved it slightly and then just did another hole punch. So that's not punched out properly. There we go. So can you see that just made a slightly wider hole? So if I do it again over here, about the same distance. So punch one and then move along and punch. Sorry, that's out of focus, isn't it? Another one. There we go. Can you see? Slightly bigger holes. And the ribbon I'm going to use today is Bermuda Bay. This is Bermuda Bay mini chevron ribbon. So I'm going to feed one end through here. Like I say, the bigger holes really facilitate this. With that tiny hole would be too small. And I'm going to judge how much ribbon I need, about that much. Cut it off, hoping that's going to be enough. And through here. There we go. I'm loving this combination, Bermuda Bay and lemon lime twist. Really loving it. Okay, and then I can just tie. Now this will be fun. I'm actually going to turn it the other way because I find if I turn it this way up, the tails of the ribbon hang down the box, and the other way, for some reason, they went up. So I'm just going to level up the ends of my ribbon. So can you see they're roughly the same length? There. And then tie a bow in the top of my box. This is quite a roomy box, this one. You can fit lots of things in it. Like I said, I put a scented candle in it, but you could put chocolates, cosmetics, all sorts of little treats in here. There we go. So that's the basis of our box. I'm just going to trim my ribbon off a bit. I don't need those long tails. So trim that off there. Trim that off there. Okay, so we've got that. I'm not the world's best at tying bows, but I think that will do. Looks quite sweet. Okay, and then to decorate the front, first of all, I used our Happy Birthday Thinlits die, and I just have a little tip for using that for you. So I'll put the box to one side for a moment. I am actually going to use our adhesive sheets to do this. So I'm going to cut a piece of the adhesive sheets that fits. Actually, I'm going to start again up here because that one's... Yeah. So a piece of our silver card. And adhere that on. So to use the adhesive sheets, you just peel off one side of the backing and then stick on whatever it is that you're going to be wanting to stick. So this is my silver card. Okay. And I'm actually going to trim off these spare pieces, because I've learned to my cost that if you leave any of this showing, you get glue and sticky everywhere, and I had a real problem cleaning up my Big Shot last night when I tried to do it with leaving some of that on. So we've got a piece of cardstock that's backed with our adhesive, our adhesive sheets, and then I need my die. What have I done with my die here? Okay, I'm back having found my die. So my die is going to go on there on my silver card, and I'm going to put it through my Big Shot. Once again, just remember my Big Shot is a very, very old version. I've had it a long time, so it's not the same colour or model as the one in the catalogue at the moment. And now I'm a plate missing. Here it is. There we go. And you will have to put this through your Big Shot several times, because it's got to cut through the silver foil and the adhesive sheet, and I found if I just did it once, it didn't really work particularly well. So just push it through and then wind it through again, and maybe turn it round. I found if I turned it round, it would then... And then you can just check on the back that you think that it's cut through properly. So there we go, that's fine. So get rid of the Big Shot. Peel off the adhesive sheets. And then we should be able to poke out the die. And you get all these little dots on it, which actually I don't mind the effect of that, but I have seen some people complaining about that and how you get rid of them. But actually I don't mind the look of the dots on the die. I think it makes it look quite cute. There we go, we've just got a couple of bits stuck in there, so I'm just going to get rid of those. Just again, my tweezers come to the rescue. But if you did want to get rid of the dots, one of the things that you can do is just to take your bone folder and just run over the die, and that will actually get rid of them to a large extent, so that you don't have to worry. Like so. There. And then all I need to do in order to adhere it to my box is peel off that backing, like so, and then that will stick. Otherwise it's quite fiddly to stick this die down because it's got so many little bits and pieces. So, and that will adhere it to there. There we go, lovely. And then the last little bit that we needed on here was a daisy at the top here to match with our card. So just take your daisy punch 2 daisies out of normal Whisper White card. You don't need the thicker card for this, so just our normal weight Whisper White. Cut out 2 little daisies, and for the centre what you will need is to use your Daffodil Delight pad, and just, this is the only little bit of stamping on this project, just stamp one of the centres. You can see I've cut out a lot from this little tiny piece of card, and we just need our 1/2 inch punch, circle punch, to punch that out. We've got all the bits we need there, and a little bit of Tombow to join the daisies together. It's quite a lot of Tombow, like so. Am I off the camera? There we go. And tiny bit to stick the centre in, and tiny bit to stick it on the bag, like so. How beautiful is that? I'm loving this colour scheme, loving that bright and fresh colour, but I think that's absolutely lovely. Oh, I'm sorry about that, there's a message coming through on my iPad. Okay, and I was just going to show you how that coordinates with the card I made yesterday. So again, we had the Berry Burst and Lemon Lime Twist version yesterday, and this is the one I've made today. Or sorry, a few months ago I made that one, and today I've made this one. Lovely. Thanks for watching today. I'm sorry that was a bit muddled, but hopefully you've been able to follow it. And I hope you like the project. Really nice size gift bag this to use. And I'll see you soon. Bye.